Okay, it's taken me a while to sit down and record a new episode of Briggs and Co. because I really wanted to come on here by myself. I feel like for some odd flippin' reason, I'm just too anxious to come on here and record an episode by myself. I think it's because I don't quite know what I specialize in, what I could, say, speak on for an extended period of time without somebody asking me questions to talk on. Like, it is quite a concept, really, just to talk into a microphone and hope that somebody out there will listen to you. And you have genuinely just no idea whether they will listen or not, because usually podcasts are just plugged into the ears on a walk on the way to work. So I hope somebody, and if you're just one person listening right now, can you leave a comment and just be like, hey girl, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, I have finally decided to sit down and record this episode. Main reason is because I'm really giddy about my newsletters that are about to drop beginning of June. It'll be a one notification email. I'm not bombarding y'all a week, and it's talking about 4 topics, my favorite topics. We've got business, because I'm a freaking nerd, obsessed with entrepreneurship, business, the world of innovation, technology, because I do truly think that the way to bettering the world is through business, although there are case studies where that is wrong. Anyways, topic 1 will be business. I will highlight something that is impressing me, that I am perplexed by, that I am finding interesting, or perhaps it's a business lesson that I've learned. Topic will be 1, business. 2, it's going to be sports, fitness, wellness related, as in whether it be something I am doing. And we all know that I do some crazy weird things sometimes, i.e. a triathlon, because why the frick not a marathon? Because why not harm the hips? You know what I mean? So, or it'll be like something that happened in the sports world that I'm shocked by, uncovering, all of that. Anyways, topic 3 will be entertainment, artsy fartsy, something to do with the entertainment industry, something to do with performance, whether it be dance, whether it be musical theater, whether it be some sort of art form that I am interested in that came up that week that I want to share about and point out to the audience, to the listeners. And then last but not least, perhaps my favorite, will be a philosophical topic. Maybe I'll talk about a philosopher that I'm curious in. Maybe it'll be a philosophical question that I'm pondering. Right, so getting on with the episode then, I just wanted to briefly explain that the reason that I'm going to come on this podcast simply by myself is to uncover some of the things that we go over in the newsletters every week. So if you want to subscribe to that, go to the link in the episode show notes, subscribe, don't miss a beat. You'll also get notified on when new episodes come out with other guests, because we've got lots of guests coming up on the podcast that I'm actually like a kid on Christmas Eve about. I don't even understand why they agreed to come on with me. Maybe they just don't know what they've signed up for. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Now, this is one of Aristotle's most cited ideas. So what does it mean? Aristotle believed that virtues like courage, honesty, and generosity are not innate traits or one-time actions. Instead, they are habits developed through consistent practice. In other words, you become brave by doing brave things. You become just by acting justly. You become generous by giving. It's not enough to think or intend to be a certain way. Now, what comes up in my head is this idea of I manifested it, and for some reason that word has always irked me. Oh, girl, I just manifested it. But truthfully, I think there is actual evidence behind the fact that if you think it, you believe it, then you inherently put your energy towards doing it, towards at least doing the actions towards, or the actions that somebody who does that thing does, if that makes sense. So say you are a, Olympic diver. Well, maybe you don't have to say you're an Olympic diver, but if you are a diver, then naturally you're going to go start diving. And who's to say that you're not a diver at that point? Anyways, maybe that wasn't a bad analogy, but so it's not enough to think or intend to be a certain way. Your identity is shaped by what you actually do. Now, this is key, I think, repeatedly. So it's what you actually do repeatedly. So why is this important? Empowerment. It means you have agency. You can shape your character and destiny by your choices and actions. There's responsibility. It places the onus on the individual to act, not just to think or to wish. Now, I really do believe in the saying that if you want it enough, you will do it. And that's just end of story, point blank. Practical wisdom is another important key here. So Aristotle's approach is practical. He's less concerned with abstract ideals and more how we live on the day to day. So it's those minute habits compounding. Now, the modern relevance of this, it's an idea that resonates today in self-improvement psychology and even neuroscience, which shows that habits literally rewire our brains. The action makes you something. Philosophy underpins everything from athletic training to personal growth. So Aristotle's insight is that you are defined not by your intentions or beliefs, but by your consistent actions. If you want to be a certain kind of person, just frickin' act that way. Do you know what I mean? Over and over and over again until it just becomes who you are. So I was listening to somebody chat about the topic of quitting smoking. Does that person instantly become free of smoking when they say out loud, I've quit smoking, and it's been a minute since they've said that? When is it the truth that they actually have quit smoking? Is it 2 days after? Is it 2 hours after? Is it 2 months after? I don't know. Because I guess in essence, we could all say we're smokers, we just don't smoke. I don't know. That's too much for my brain. Okay, this next portion is dedicated to this damn enhanced games. It's a new era in the sports industry. So, what are the Enhanced Games? It's a groundbreaking multi-sport event set for Memorial Day weekend in 2026 in Vegas, where athletes are allowed and even encouraged to use medically supervised performance-enhancing substances without the traditional bans or drug tests seen in other sports. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know about this. And I was listening to people chat about this. They were going back and forth on whether they believe in it, whether they think, it'll gain popularity or not. And one of the arguments was people just like seeing the utter animalistic sort of capacity that humans have. They like to sit in their safe homes on their couches, turn on the TV, feel cozy with their little cocktail or popcorn on their lap, and watch people be animals. So key features, host and timing, inaugural event at Resorts World Las Vegas, May 21st to 24th. The sports include swimming, track and field weightlifting, performance enhancement protocol. A clinical IRB approved framework ensures enhancements are safe, legal, and transparent, supervised by medical professionals. I'm sure. Okay, sure. The prize money, substantial financial initiatives, which when I first saw this, I was actually blown away. There's including 1 million prizes for record-breaking performances. Where the frick is it? Well, I guess it's in the States, and it's drug and pharmaceutical companies are probably involved with this. Yeah, so never mind. Ignore me. Innovative competition format. Athletes compete in XX or XY chromosomes categories instead of traditional male and female divisions. Oh, I didn't know that. Philosophy and vision. Founder Dr. Aaron D'Souza frames the games as a movement to embrace the full spectrum of human potential by integrating science and sport, aiming to rewrite the rule book and push human limits ethically and boldly. Is ethically subjective here? Is ethics subjective? That's a thought. The games challenge the traditional anti-doping stance by removing the stigma around PEDs and promoting transparency and safety. Yeah, so there's controversy and criticism, of course. The sporting world, including WADA and World Athletics, strongly oppose the enhanced games, citing health risks. There's a cultural impact, obviously, guys. The enhanced games could redefine elite sports by openly integrating biotechnology and performance enhancement, which, like, I'm a freaking nerd for biotech. So maybe I retract my... No, I don't. My question marks still stand. I'm still questioning this. There's a potential that it'll influence future sports models and public access to enhancement. I just don't know. I don't know. In summary, the enhancement games represent a radical shift in competitive sports, prioritizing scientific enhancement and athletic choices. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Let me know what you think. I'd love to actually figure out what the audience, the listeners, think about this. Is it controversial? Obviously it is, but let me know if you're game or not game for it, pun intended. Next matter to discuss is on the topic of entertainment, which in this case it'll be specifically for dancers because we are rolling into the summertime now, wrapping up the season and getting past recitals. Obviously, there's training camps, there's loads of good summer camps, so many opportunities to still train, but also remind yourself that you're a human being and you want to enjoy those summer months as well. I will say that don't be afraid to look into, of course, this is for any of the older students, look into the season ahead and see what you want to take out of that season because you can start to prioritize what you're doing right now and in the summertime to be efficient and start to show up for yourselves even stronger than where you were last year for next season. And also in saying that, grow your network. I think that we can so often feel like we need to stay within our four walls of people we know. But there's a whole world out there, especially with young dancers nowadays with technology. There's so many opportunities for you to connect and make strong connections so that when you do round the corner into the 2025-2026 season, you've got some connections built up and opportunities to meet and just enjoy the community of dance at the events that you attend. Because there's so many of them from starting in the fall. You've got the conventions, of course, then you start to get into the season and you have all the competitions and you get into your recital and it just goes round and round like a freaking roller coaster ride. But yeah, in saying that, knowing that the fall comes up and there is conventions, starting to think about those assistant positions because there's a lot of conventions that need assistance. And be bold, reach out to them, be bold, reach out, offer your assistance, showcase that you have the work ethic and the talent to do so. Because for me, I've said this before in the podcast, but being an assistant is like putting a frog in a boiling hot bowl of water or pot of water and it's trying to jump out. I mean, obviously the frog jumps out successfully, but it's like it wants to try it out and then it jumps out. It wants to try it out and then it jumps out. This is a horrible analogy, so maybe just disregard that whole entire thing. But essentially what I'm saying is being an assistant is getting thrown into the ring with plenty of things coming at you 100 miles an hour. And you've got to do it with a nice face of makeup on, good, nice, crisp, clean hair, and a nice outfit because you just got to look cute while you do all these things. Now, am I an advocate for that world? No, but is it what is needed to be done? Yeah, sometimes we just have to do things that we don't want to do. So, moral of this little rant chat is starting to look at the season ahead, how you prioritize your time, your training, what you want that season ahead to look like. Because I think we can just willy-nilly it. But if there are dancers listening to this that do want to take this professionally, do want to become an artist or performer, then starting to think about what that even means to you is important when you're 16, 17, 18. I wish I did it sooner because I was just like, oh, I want to be a dancer. Well, girlfriend, there's like 28,000 types of dance roles that you could fulfill. So what specifically do you want and why do you want it? I think those are questions that you should also ask yourself. And what are the sacrifices you're willing to make to achieve it? Because if somebody were to ask me, would I sacrifice my connection with family if it meant that I had to always go overseas to book jobs because that's where the jobs were, then I would probably say yes for maybe 1 or 2 years, but eventually I'm coming back home. I am a homebody. I'm a country gal. I love the prairies. I'm an Alberta born and raised type of person. Anyways, I digress. What I'm saying is start to look into your future and what you want it to look like because you can actually do a whole whack load of stuff to better yourself, to better your career. And then the other thing is sort of a sidebar is thinking about conventions, camps, all of that stuff. Don't be afraid to stick your neck out there. Ask the convention directors if they need assistance, whether it might even just be like an admin role or a sales role at the front. But from there, you'll build. You'll build. Those circles of people are so strong because they have a network that has no bounds. They bring in teachers, choreographers from all over the world. And whether you are dancing alongside of them or, with them in the green room, after class goes on or after the session goes on, you are building connections. It's a crucial element for you to also enrich your networking capabilities as it is that you are enriching your technique abilities. Now, that is what I want to finish with because I think that that is important to say. I'll say it one more time. It's just as important for you to enrich your networking abilities, especially at that 16, 17, 18, sort of young 20s chapter, as it is to enrich your technical abilities. Now, because I say that, technical abilities should have been built at the foundational level when you started dance, and you are just adding the finessing elements on top of it from there. I hope that makes sense. I know I might have irked a few people with that one, but it's just based on my personal opinion and my personal experience. If there is some controversial people out there, I love it. Let me know. I'm ready to have a conversation about it. But yeah. Okay, this last one is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, and it's from business. I had a client a couple months ago that were in a time crunch. Man, every bit of me wants to say the name, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to fall to that level. This client was in a crunch and they had an event that they wanted new merchandise for, and it was a new pattern design. And so if you're not familiar with garment design, pattern designing is essentially just the blueprint for you to create the product. And so I had sent the pricing, the service catalog, everything that they needed to have to go over and understand how it all worked. And I confirmed with them that they wanted to proceed and that they needed it turned around in 3 to 4 days. They confirmed, they said, yes, fantastic, so excited for it. We hit the ground running, we paused production and took on this for the next 3 days, finished the order, branded it for them, and reached out, sent them the invoice, and they said, not paying that. And I went, yes, you are. Anyways, there was one contact from that company that I was speaking to place the order. And she had said, I'm going to reach out to my boss and see what we can do. Maybe I have to bite this one. And to be honest with you, if I was representing a company and made that call, a bold call to place an order after getting the pricing and the catalog, I would probably say I'd have to bite it as well because there's human beings on the other end of these communication lines and there's employees and staffing and overhead costs involved. But we just didn't see eye to eye there. So she then said the boss was going to call me. He never ended up calling me. So I called and called and called. And then eventually he picked up and he was like, hey, I'm on the road to the event. I don't have too much time. And I was like, hey, no worries. Actually, this one's going to be super quick. Here's a credit card link. Do you know what I mean? And let's just say I had to put the phone on mute because this lovely gentleman decided to say very mean words to me about how I am unethical, how I'm running a company that is stealing money from people, how I have absolutely no, I guess, backing or I won't have any support if I do decide to, go to a claims agency or collections agency, excuse me, and pretty much just said, good luck with your failing business, and hung up. So I was gasping for air at that point, so I was a little bit teary-eyed. Should actually clarify, I was probably very teary-eyed there and definitely was taken back. I was gutted. It was a hefty invoice that they decided to not pay. In hindsight, just don't accept an order if the deposit isn't there. If the terms aren't met, then don't do it. It's not worth it. Even when you're starting, a company and a sale is being discussed and you get excited about it and you truly think that that person on the other line has your best or has not even your best interest at heart, but because they have their best interest at heart, which I guess that's a lesson in itself. More so that they're a human and that they would be a respectable human and understand that they placed in order without perhaps fully understanding, I guess, the pricing that would be involved with it, and now made a mistake that they are not going to cover. So just stay true to your terms and have terms. That is also something important. We do have terms, but being a one-man show in terms of the front end of the company, you make bold calls like that, bold decisions, because you trust your gut, and this time the gut failed me. So just watch out, because there's people out there. That was also another shocking thing, was I was absolutely shocked that there is a company running in this country, let's just say the country, and one that is seemingly successful. I mean, going to events and selling, and there's popularity within it, and this is how they run their company. I'm shocked, but it's out there, so just be mindful, be smart. Don't pull a Briggs and ignore your terms. They're there for a reason. Okay, team, that's all I have for us. Let me know what you think about this. I obviously write out the newsletters every week and send them out, and so it'll uncover all of these things that I also just chatted on here. But please hit the subscribe. Go onto the website, hit the subscribe. Reach out to me if you have any questions. You just have something you want to chat about. I love chatting. I love learning new things. But yeah, thank you for your support, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Leave Average for Joe. Don't forget to subscribe, share the show with a friend, and keep the momentum going. I have been hosting this podcast now for 1 year. I've had a wicked first year with y'all, but I will say it has proven to be slightly challenging in terms of sustaining on your own without external support. So, if you can, take 2 seconds out of your day to share this show with a friend, share it on the socials, subscribe, leave a comment. You have no idea how far that goes, because tiny, tiny little inches, centimeters of progress over time adds up. And that is the goal, is to just create this larger community, larger network, so that these stories can be shared and provide more inspiration for more people. Before you go, I'm excited to announce the launch of our brand new website, briggsandco.ca. It'll be the home of a first-of-its-kind career consulting service designed specifically for aspiring dance and entertainment professionals. Here's how it works. Just fill out the application form first. Let us know the areas you want to connect with an expert about, and we'll book you in for a personalized one-on-one call. Our mission is to give performers the tools, knowledge, and confidence they need to turn their training into an award-winning career. You can also sign up for my weekly newsletter at briggsandco.ca for exclusive insights, updates, and resources to help you keep leaving average behind. Stay connected with me on socials at Briggs_and_co_. Oh, if you're feeling old school, send a courier pigeon. Okay, just an email to admin@briggsandco.ca. Thanks again for listening. Keep pushing boundaries, keep breaking the molds, and as always, leave average for Joe, y'all. Take care.